we're going to have technical difficulties all across the board. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. Welcome back to the workshop where we build business, create community, find freedom, and share success. Toolman Tim back here for another Sunday night talking tools. And if you hung in with me, guys, sorry about that. We had, I don't know what you want to call it, but a few technical difficulties. So hopefully you guys can find the live stream link here. And if not, it will definitely be available to watch after the fact. So that's the beauty of being live. What do they say? Anything can happen when live, right? So here we are. There we go. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. We'll get you. All right. So hopefully everybody can see me. Everybody can hear me. I do not have a clue why that was locked to the rotation. Never had that issue before. But anyway, here we are. Let's get going. So if you guys, if you're new and you're watching this on the recording later on down the road and you want to know more about who I am, toolmantim.co. That's toolmantim.co. Most of you probably know that, but I put that plug in there. So if you're new, you want to figure out all the different content we put out, you want to become part of our incredible community, drop by there and don't forget to hit this subscribe button. So it has been hot here this week and we are looking at 95 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's in your guys' freedom units. So we're like 35, 36 degrees Celsius here. We don't have any humidity, I can handle it, but I'm gonna start early, get my mowing done, and then I'm gonna do what I can do from there. So I don't know if you guys are getting that heat wave too, but oh, man, it's bad. Although my garage isn't too bad tonight, so we'll handle that. So how's everybody been? We've been busy trying to get caught up from having to take those 2 weeks of quarantine off. I'm still playing catch up. And then, of course, last weekend we went to the city, me and the missus and the kids, to get some, dental work done, which is always good to be prepared, right? Never know when they're going to shut things down again. Yeah, what do we got? Breaking record. Oh, yeah, Dave. Whew. It's been, yeah. I mean, I don't mind the heat. I really don't. And I work in it all the time. But this is, it's going to be hot and it's going to be a long time coming. So we'll just take it. Like I said, I'm going to mow early in the days and then I'm going to pick up my siding here on the garage. I've got a bunch of projects on the go. So tonight I thought it would be a good time to play catch up, show you guys some of the few little gadgets and tools I bought when I was in the city last weekend, show you a few little tools that I've got in the pipeline for doing some reviews. I know you're going to be surprised, but it's all a whole bunch of yellow and black stuff, so that's okay too. And tell you a few stories from the week, products, just some issues that I've had, and I thought it'd be neat to share with you guys, and see if any of you guys have had any issues like that too. So let's start with a little story. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the DeWalt warranty process or not, but it's I want to say it's a 90-day, 1 year, and a 3-year warranty. And I might be wrong about the 90-day, but there's a money-back guarantee. It's either, oh, you know what? Here, let's bring it up here, just because while we're talking. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Anyway, so the first bit is customer satisfaction, return it for a full refund. Number 2 is parts and labor. Number 3 is just parts. Pretty cool. So you guys knew I was having a little bit of trouble with my 60-volt chainsaw. This is my very first process with warranty with DeWalt. The oiler quit, so I sent it back first of last week, took some video footage of it. We're going to do a follow-up video on how well the warranty went. They tell me 2.5 weeks to fix it and then ship it back at their expense. So I could have dropped it off in the city, which is about 2.5 hours away. I wanted to get it there quicker, so I spent the money and I mailed it up to them. Not bad. So see how that goes. But so if you're looking at that 60-volt flex volt chainsaw, I like it. I want to say I love it. I'm not sure I do yet, so we'll see. But like I said, the oiler quit working. It had tons of power, tons of runtime. We'll get the oiler back up and running, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now, number 2, you guys know the cordless 20-volt DeWalt weed trimmer that I just did a follow-up review on how much I absolutely loved. I did the one upgrade that changed it from an okay kind of tool to an incredible type of tool. Well, we went out to an acreage 2 days ago, real hot day, me and my son, and we took both the DeWalt weed whippers and I took my straight shaft still with me. And we did about 2 hours of hot, long, hard weed whipping. And I told him keep it on low because, well, you know, you just get better run time. And if you need to bump it up into high, put it up into high, but go back down. Anyway, just about at the end, we had about 10 minutes left. He came over to me. He said, the weed whipper quit. I don't know. He didn't tell me this at first, but afterwards he told me that there was smoke coming out of it. So I don't know. We're going to find out, but it's going back for warranty. I'm under the parts and warranty section or amount of time by 1 day. I called them that day and they're like, yep, you're good. Send it in. You got my okay, whatever. Anyway, so that's going back. I don't know if it's because the head was too heavy. I don't know if it's because he ran it for 2 hours straight on high mode and it overheated it and burned something out. Or I don't know if he's like a bull in a china shop and he's really good at breaking things. He let the magic smoke. Yeah, that's exactly it, Dave. And I love my son to death, and he is just like me. He is like a bull in a china shop, and he has to be careful. Just YouTube for now. I would love, and I will eventually, especially once I haven't seen Joseph stop in yet, but I would love to be able to stream across to YouTube, Facebook, possibly Instagram, but mainly I'd like to be on YouTube, Odyssey, and Float. And I've been looking at, it's not Restream, I can't, StreamYard, I believe it is. And no, nothing yet. I honestly, Dave, for the record, I have had a hell of a time trying to get Odyssey streaming working. I got frustrated with it. YouTube streaming is so dead simple. You just, well, except when it won't rotate for you, but you just click a couple of buttons and off it goes. But eventually, I'm still, how do you want to put it? I'm still kind of in getting my feet wet with this streaming thing. You know, I made a 1-minute video on Instagram the other day saying how, you know, we got to try new things to grow and stretch ourselves. And to me, live streaming has almost felt like I'm creating content from the beginning all over again. I almost feel like a kid going to school because you just got to get comfortable doing it. And yeah, so I'm going to work the kinks out, but I want to get good at it. I know, right? Good. The toolbox fallacy, the never let the great get in the way of the good. But anyway, I want to get comfortable with it. And then once I do, I'm going to get some better gear and I'm going to start trying to do multiple streams to multiple places. Because if you can, and we can grow the community and build the audience, all the better. And it looks like we're going to hit 1,600 subscribers real quick here. So the channel's growing. I'm going to do a follow-up so you guys can know, but it's kind of cool. I'm probably going to hit about $150 this month in my very first month with ad dollars. So that's kind of neat. It makes me feel good. And, you know, 18 months of putting out content and then finally getting in a spot where I'm starting to bring a little income in from it. It's great. And if it weren't for you guys, well, you know. So, all right, talked about the DeWalt warranty stuff. I wanted to show you the few things I picked up in the city. And I was like a kid heading to a candy store because there was the DeWalt store in the city. And when I say the city, I mean Edmonton. So for what you know, it's about 2.5 hour drive, guys. And I was so excited. And I pull up to the place. I'd never been there before. And it was basically a drywall shop that catered to a drywall shop that catered to pros. It was cool, but the place was a dump. They had a whole bunch of really old DeWalt 40 volt stuff still on the shelf. Their customer service was absolute shit, which I hate to say about any place, but they just didn't care you were there. They had all the DeWalt tools locked up. And honestly, they didn't have any better selection than Home Depot or Amazon, and their prices were out of this world. And anyway, so there's a place called BC Fasteners in Canada where I get a lot of my specialty stuff from. They'll be my go-to still. And there's still a lot on Home Depot and Amazon if I'm looking to pick stuff up. So to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed, but I picked up a couple of things there. And I know yellow and black. So I bought this guy here simply because, so you'll see I paid $21.50 for this little all aluminum DeWalt flashlight. And of course, they put the name DeWalt on it, and it is sturdy. It takes AAA batteries, so again, it works in my system. Do you turn off ads in the middle of the video? I'm not sure what you mean, John. You mean like tonight, or do you mean all the time? Because I set my ad preferences just generic from the beginning, and I don't really know I haven't dug into how to fix that. So I'll get into it. But send me a comment in the description, whatever, anyway, and I'll read up on it and I'll let you know. So this guy's a AAA. Anyway, it had DeWalt on it. I liked it. It was a little overpriced. I got it home. Oh, it only takes one AAA. See, I'm seeing that now. But the biggest problem I found was the lumens on it. If you guys want to get a kick out of that, 57 big whopping lumens. So I paid with taxes probably 22 something for a 57 lumen flashlight. So I'm going to do a review on it. I have my suspicions it'll end up in one of those tools how do you want to put it? What do I call it? Tools I wasted money on so you don't have to. We'll see. It'll go in my junk drawer. You should see this the drawer next to in my end table next to my bed. It is just full of flashlights and batteries and just whatever kind of tech stuff that I have kicking around. So I picked that up there. Now you guys want to see, I probably overpaid for this too. That right there is my DeWalt 20 volt heat gun. And I thought, okay, well, if it holds up to what the electrical one will do, but it is only good, well, it's good to up to 990 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to see what kind of run time. We're going to run some tests through it, but it was $1.99 for the bare tool. I'm sure I overpaid for it, but it was almost like you go into a store and you almost feel bad for not buying something, so we come home with it. If I don't like it, well, anyway, we'll go from there. But I love a heat gun. I use a heat gun all the time. You guys probably know we deal with frozen pipes up here constantly. And yeah, so I wanted to have, anyway, it's a DeWalt, it's cordless. I wanted to test it, run it through its paces. If I don't like it, I'll sell it, but we'll do a review on it first and we'll go from there. What else did I pick up? Now, I don't know, I was showing Joseph this the other day. If you guys, for any of you in the community that don't, I talk about Joseph a lot. He's a good buddy of mine. If you don't subscribe to his channel, you should. It's Millis Construction. I want to M-I-L-L-I-S. You look it up, Google it. He's knocking it out of the park with some really cool review videos. He's been at this about a year longer than I have, and he's just a really cool dude who always answers my questions. So I picked this guy up here. I've been looking for an electrical tester, and you guys know I'm big on systems of batteries. Everything's got to be either AAA or AA batteries. If anybody out there's used one of these, let me know. I'm going to run it through its paces, but I was warned that the Klein ones have a bit of an issue, so we'll see. But I've been looking for something like this for a while, just simply to know whether power's on or off on things. And I don't know, nice compact little guy. He's black and yellow almost, so he kind of fits in. And then these little buggers, I got these at Lowe's. So I picked that up thinking it was just a good little carry thing to throw some hardware in. And I wish I could remember who it was, but somebody on the social media platforms said, I think that fits on top of a 5-gallon bucket. They were almost right. So these are made to fit inside of a 5-gallon bucket. I think they're kind of cool. So let me show you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 compartments there. Now, they'll stack inside each other for storage, or if you turn it the other way, they'll stack on top of each other. And this will hold 4 to 5 of these in a 5-gallon bucket. So it's a really cool way to organize a whole bunch of small stuff if you're heading out on a job site or anything like that. I thought it's kind of cool. I think they're about $15 at Lowe's. You guys remember that's in these crazy Kanakistan dollars up here. But yeah, just kind of cool. I'm looking into it. I don't know. You know me, I like stackers and organizers and things like that. So what else do I want to show you tonight? So I have a backlog of some tools that I want to do some Toolbox Tuesday reviews on and things like that. So I thought I'd run through and show you real quick. And I know you're going to be surprised, but a lot of them are black and yellow. There's these guys. The old man in me loves thick insulated thermal socks, and I'm sure because the brand was on there, but these were on clearance at Canadian Tire a while back. I haven't been able to find an Amazon link on it, so if anybody happens to see an Amazon link for these guys, send it my way. I'd love to be able to recommend them if I like them, but they seem pretty sturdy. Thick enough that they will help cushion your feet, but hopefully you won't sweat too much. But I like trying out different types of socks, and I'm sure that my kids would laugh at me that I'm online streaming talking about thick socks, but there's something about if your feet feel good, your body feels good. And so I'm going to run these guys through. We'll test them out down the road in a little bit. Yeah, I know, I got a thing for flashlights. This one is 200 lumen, so it's nowhere near as good as my Coast brand headlamp, but we're going to give it a shot. It takes 3 AAA batteries. I'm sure I've told you before, but I take these guys out, throw them in my drawer. My kids come by, need to borrow batteries. They get these junky ones, and my Eneloop rechargers go in there. Show you that real quick. I haven't even got him out of the package yet, but he's going to go into my everyday carry toolbox, my handyman toolbox that I take with me. I was looking for something a little more sturdy for adjustable wrenches, and I don't know if anybody's tried these. I keep going back to DeWalt hand tools just for the hell of it to give them a shot, because I've been a little disappointed with some of the DeWalt hand tools, to be honest. I love their power tools, their cordless stuff, their landscaping. But Milwaukee tends to beat them out of the park with this kind of stuff. So I bought this a while back. Haven't really had a use for it yet. We're going to test it out and see. If anybody's tried one, let me know. Now, here's something kind of cool. Now, if you guys, I can't believe I remember his name, but if you're looking for a really neat channel, a really odd, kind of weird channel, is a guy named Silver Symbol. Can't believe I said that for with one go right off. But he recommends all kinds of cool products. I just watched a video tonight he did on 3 different ways to connect copper pipe without solder. That's the word I'm looking for. And he showed these really cool, really neat wire joiners. I can't remember what they call them. It's called a solder and seal kit. Now, I don't know if anybody's seen these yet. I'm going to test the heck out of these pretty soon, but they're really neat. So I'll get in real close. You see that little silver in there? So you put your wire in each end, push it in, and then use a heat gun to heat it up. And the solder fills it in, shrink wraps it, and you get a perfect hot, why did I use that word? You get a perfect tight, watertight fit, beautiful, basically as good as soldering without needing to solder. And I suck at soldering. So if you guys are looking for one of these, that's the brand. They're absolutely no-name brands on Amazon. So just look for solder and seal wire soldering kits, and that's the way to go. I'm going to test them out. But if you don't follow Silver Symbol, he's a guy. He's got a thick Boston accent, and he's got, I think it's over 1 million subscribers. He does a lot of landscaping, really cool tools, things like that. So I wanted to show you them before I forgot, because there will definitely be an upcoming video on these guys down the road when I have a chance to check them out. Now, I want to show you something else we got coming up for another review, if I can. There we are. So this guy right here. So this is not a tool I bought. This is a local guy in town, a friend of mine who's become a friend anyway. His name's Rev. Real good carpenter, way better than I'll ever be. And he brought this by, told me he wanted me to test it out. He just bought it, and he said I should do a review on it. Now, this will definitely be the first electric DeWalt tool that I've reviewed. So I thought that's kind of cool. But model number, here, let me hold it up for you so you can see. So it's basically a power drill with a sander attacher on it. And this thing did incredible. So if you follow me on social, you've probably seen a little while back, I bought a fuel storage tank, 100 gallon. Because I normally keep 60 gallons of fuel in jerry cans here for, emergencies and backup power and that sort of thing to go with my generator. Anyway, I drove 3 hours each way to pick one up really cheap, $150 for a 100-gallon tank. Got it home, started sanding it. I looked it over when I bought it from him, but real quick, and there's a bunch of pencil eraser size holes in the bottom of it. Absolute waste of money. I'm gonna see if I can get it patched and then give it away to somebody who can use it or sell it dirt cheap. Either way. So I picked up another one the other day. It was really cool. It's the tank, it's a sight glass, it's got a fuel nozzle, a hose, a filter, a stand for 300 bucks. And so Rev come by and he said, we got to try this out, buddy. And this thing did. It's the cat's ass. It is powerful. If you're looking for something that will absolutely strip paint quickly, he bought it for redoing clapboard. He's got old clapboard siding over there that he wants to sand down. And yeah, this thing has tons of power. It goes through discs quick because, well, it is spinning at a fast rate. It's got variable speed. You can set it up and down, lock it on or off. And of course for me, hey Joseph, how are you? I know you've got an electric sander. I think it's obviously a lot better than this one, but I'm just showing the guys. This one here got lent out to me by a local carpenter, a good friend of mine anyway. He follows the channel like crazy. And we're going to test this guy out this month and do a review on him. but it'll definitely be the first electric DeWalt tool that I've done. So I wanted to show you guys that. I think it's kind of cool. I don't even know what we call it, but so I wanted to share with you guys also a dumb mistake that I did, or I don't know if you want to call it a dumb mistake, but I did a couple of product reviews on a pool vacuum, Intex pool vacuum last year. It's been one of my better trending videos. I love the damn thing. If you've got an above ground pool, look for the Intex handheld rechargeable cordless vacuum. It's awesome. Anyway, so in the fall, I don't know if any of you guys do this kind of thing, but I put okay, back up, Tim. One of my biggest pet peeves is proprietary charging cables. Things that just will not interact with anything else. So this is a USB cable, but the piece that goes into the vacuum cleaner, anyway, you can't get anything else anywhere that fits it. So I put it in a very special spot in the fall so that I wouldn't lose it. So in the spring when I needed it, I'd be able to use it. Pulled the vacuum out, started vacuuming, went to look for the cord, and I don't know what the hell I did with it. Not a clue. Not a sweet, not even an iota of where I put it. And I don't know. I'm sure I remember where I put it, and it's not there. So ghosts, gremlins, the Keebler elves, I don't know, but it disappeared. So I ordered a new one. There was still a charge in the vacuum. And in my infinite wisdom, instead of just saying, hey, I'll wait for it, I decided to try to modify a AC cable I had off of a mobile cooler type thing. When I plugged it in, I got a snap, and I'm like, oh, why did you do that, Tim? Anyway, sometimes we're just frigging around and we shouldn't do the stuff. So finally the cable showed up. The vacuum had died because I had no more charge in the battery, and the cable will not charge it because I obviously fried the charging port. So guess who ordered a new vacuum because he likes it so much, but it won't be here till the middle of July. So I got to deal with a bit of a, sorry guys, I got a bit of, well, a dirty pool for a little while. So anyway, just really dumb. Put the cord somewhere to remember, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the story. I'm sure you've all done it before, except you probably haven't tried to redneck up a charging cable for your vacuum and fried the charging port because you're too darn stubborn to wait an extra week for the cord to show up. But I had to order one. I could only order one from Intex because they had a maximum of one. The cord itself was $4, but to ship it to Canada was like $35. I have the same problem with external hard drives. Buy another cord and put it in a safe spot. 2 is 1. You are correct, Dave. And you know the worst part about that? I guess you probably heard me just say it. But so I went on the Intex. Literally, you cannot buy that charging cable anywhere else. Nowhere else. It drives me crazy. The only place to get it was directly from Intex, at least in Canada. They're in the States. Not a problem. I understand that. So I went to order it. Like I said, it wasn't much. It was way less than $10 for the cable, and I was going to buy 2 or 3 of them. I went to put them in my cart. It says, sorry, you're limited to 1 of those. But to ship it to you is like 30 bucks Canadian. So I got stuck with 1 for now. So I'm going to do some searching, try to find another 1 or 2 that I can get for less than 30 bucks. But I got to have another one. But I do have another vacuum coming, so I'll have that one for parts, and I'll have an extra cable. So hopefully that'll work. Now let me show you this guy. You guys know my DeWalt inflation station, one of my favorite. It might be my top favorite reviewed tool of 2020. I don't know for sure. So anyway, I love it for tires, love it for things like that. Never thought I would use it for kids' inflatable toys. So I decided I was going to modify this. This is the part that is for the high volume, low pressure side for putting together kids' tools. Kids' pool toys and things like that. I decided to modify it. I cut it and then put this piece right here, which is for inflating my inflatable hot tub. Thought, I'll be great. That'll be great. And of course, as soon as I did that, my wife's like, honey, can you blow up a bunch of these kids' toys for the kids? So I had to order another one of these. And if you're looking for one of these because they're easy to lose and there's no onboard storage with them, eBay was the cheapest place to get them. So if I remember, I'll post the part number online just to share with you in case somebody else ever runs into that trouble. But just don't be stupid like I was. Figure out a better way to attach that without having to physically modify the end of this and cut it off, because that's what I did, and it made it useless for anything other than blowing up my inflatable hot tub, which was great last year, and this year will not hold air no matter how many holes I plug in it. So there's that. And I don't know if any of you guys deal with above ground pools, but I just got a sand filter for mine. I'm going to test it out. We're going to see how it goes. So if any of you guys have used sand filters for your above ground pools, I would love to hear your thoughts on them. I'll definitely do a review on that. I'm not sure which series it'll fit in, but maybe a weekend workshop. I don't know. But, you know, we get about 3 months of really good pool weather here. And my wife and I have worked really hard at taking the work out of a pool. We just, we hate having to spend a ton of time cleaning a pool, vacuuming a pool, and I thought one of the sand filters would be the best because we go through a lot of filters. I use that clarifying agent and it knocks the dirt out of the pool, but it goes right into the filter. So we're going to try this sand filter. We'll see. It was maybe about 250, I can't remember exactly. Does not come with, what's David say? I decided to modify it. That's a Tim Cook, Tim Taylor phrase right there, and usually ends not as expected. 100% correct. You are correct, and yeah, it's true. Like I said, this one worked out great, except that I had to order a second one of these. So I share some of my dumbass mistakes, so maybe you guys will think twice before you do them, but I'm just honest in real life about it. But yeah, so as far as the pool filter goes, we're going to run it through its paces. It's got way better capacity than the cheap little Intex ones that we have. We burnt one of them out this year. It's only its second season, and it literally just give up the ghost. It started tripping, which is of course a sign that it's dying, but it started tripping the breaker. We plugged it back in, and all we had was thick black smoke in the backyard. Hey Ken, we don't have pools here in West Virginia. We have swimming holes and ponds. That is true. And in Alberta, we have dugouts. We have sloughs and dugouts and coulees. But anyway, and for you guys might know, you might not, but a slough out here is an indentation in the ground that collects water. There's no drainage for it. There's no freshwater intake, and all it does is continuously get grosser and grosser and build up and cow crap and all that kind of stuff. Dugouts here are, if there is a spring in the ground, the farmer will dig it out. The springs tend to be around naturally sandy ground, and they tend to be swimming holes. But yes, but ours is just, you know, it's a backyard above ground pool. It works good for about 3 months. We're looking at getting a full-time year-round outdoor hot tub. We'll see. But it does. It's a pretty crazy thing when it's -40 and you can go sit in a hot tub. So I kind of like that. But yeah, where I grew up, we swam in lakes and ponds and of course the salt water. I love swimming in the salt water. So I wanted to share with you guys another story. So I was on Instagram the other day, and I seen this new product. You guys have heard me talk about Princess Auto, which is similar to Harbor Freight, but it's a Canadian place. And they had these new products, or new to Canada, called the Simple Strap. Is that right? Yep, Simple Strap. And it's basically a long, flexible, tie-down strap made out of rubber. I thought they were pretty cool. I see a lot of products on Instagram that I end up liking. So I ended up going down the rabbit hole, watched their ad, went to their website, watched a metric shit ton of YouTube review videos on them, and I thought, you know, they look okay. They're kind of weird. I love my Cat brand ratchet straps. I don't know how well these are going to work. And I thought, I'm going to order some so I can test them out and let you guys know. And then I got an idea. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to message the company and I'm going to see if they'll send me some. And you know, it wasn't an hour after I sent them the email, give them all my links, said we got a good community here. I love doing tool reviews. They're like, we're going to send you a whole package of them. So when they show up, I'll do an unboxing video because, well, I've got that, and I also kept this under wraps, but hopefully, at least at some point, things take forever to get here to Canada from the States, I know. But I had a representative from Diablo contact me a little while ago and said he wanted to send me a care package after he saw my Toolbox Tuesday review on Diablo blades. So I thought that was kind of cool. Still hasn't shown up yet, but it could take a damn month. But these Simple Straps were the first time that I went after a company to get something we can try out here, and we'll see what we think. If I like it, don't like it, maybe we'll ship one out, give one away to everybody, and just try them out. I don't know. I told the guy, I said, I'm only going to be honest. If they, you know, anyway, so many bad words come to my mind. But anyway, if they suck, then we will we'll let them know. I will say that they suck. And if they're really cool and they're really good, I'll tell you that. So keep an eye out, hey? And yeah, so two other quick things I was going to tell you about. Well, anyway, whatever. Projects I'm working on. If you guys follow me on social, my workshop / studio, I am insulating it. That's a mighty good feeling when companies appreciate. Yes, you are correct, Joseph. And if you, I know I said it. Joseph wasn't here earlier, but you guys got to know. Check out his channel. He is kicking ass with it. I just seen his last few videos. Within the first few days, he's getting over 1 grand in views. So he has some really cool specialty stuff. If you're looking for some neat things that you might not think about buying right away or looking at, they're awesome. So check out Joseph. But yeah, so projects I'm working on right now outside of work, I'm insulating and teaching myself how to do siding on the garage, which I've probably told you about. It's cool, it's a stretch, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable, at least to learn, but I love to learn new things. So there we are. I put the one side took me like 2 hours to do, the back took me 40 minutes because I'm getting more comfortable. So there's that. Number 2, my fuel tank. Like I told you, I'm going to expand my fuel storage here from 60 gallons to 100 gallons. It's all going to be in one self-contained unit. We sanded it down. We're going to give it a repaint. We're going to get it in here. There's lots of room to get it in. I'm going to be able to gravity feed fuel into my zero-turn mower, into my push mowers, and into my truck as needed. And now I'm going to need to find so if you guys have any sort of battery-powered fuel transfer pump that you really like, send me some recommendations. I want to do a review video on them, and I want to set it up so that I can pump fuel up into this tank because, well, it's not officially legal, illegal. It's kind of in a gray area because it's a slip tank. It should be mobile, but anyway, so yeah, for what it's worth. And number 3, when I came home from the city last weekend, there's a guy in town who runs a tree trimming operation, real successful entrepreneur, and he started out just doing odd jobs like I did, just anything and everything, and he built his business into his bread and butter is tree trimming. He does really well with it, and he has gotten out of doing a lot of landscaping, and he told me that he had a surprise or a tool for me if I wanted to drop by. I hadn't got by yet. He dropped it off in my driveway, and it's an old one, but it is a beautiful walk behind punch core aerator, like the one that I rent every year. And I keep saying I wasn't going to buy one because I didn't want to have one kicking around and I didn't want to spend the money for it. But my God, it's beautiful. So I'm going to do some work on that and have it ready for the spring. But it's actually like a walk behind one that you would pay in the multiple thousands of dollars for. And it does the little, if you've seen them, the little dog turds that dig into the ground and pull up the dirt and leave it behind. And I do, I do okay with aerating. Like, it's a big service. I think I did maybe a dozen lawns this year, and at $100 a pop, and you knock them all out in one day. It's a really good day. So I can kind of expand and maybe do 2 or 3 days. There's a guy here in town who does over 40 of them, and we live in a 1,500 person town. So remember, even if you're not doing this kind of thing full time, there's money to be made on very specific seasonally based services like that. And aerating's one, fall lawn cleanup's another. But you guys know, I could go on about that forever. But so anyway, this is going to be a lot of fun. Not even rebuilding. Like, I know it ran for him before. Just got to, brush it up, clean it up, run some seafoam through it. We'll see how the carburetor is. But, there's that. And my dump truck, I'll have to just do kind of a walk around video some night for you guys, because I love having all these projects. I don't always have time to do them. And, my lot gets a little bit messy here, but I got too good of a deal on a dump body. It's a Ford F-250. It's just a 2x4, 4x2 or whatever truck, but it has an awesome dump body. And I've been looking for something to haul soil, mulch, gravel, and most importantly, garbage. Right now it's full of the foam that I'm going to put on the house. And of course, well, it's already on the garage, but I got to clean it out and rebuild the body. But of course, the problem is the body's made out of solid wood, and that's going to be, a $400,000 job. Not really, to rebuild, but yeah. So I need a new body on my dump truck, and it probably won't happen until winter. But I'm working really hard at being able to finish projects instead of just starting a whole bunch. I used to be really horrible at just starting a bunch of projects and never finishing. I don't know if you guys are like that too, but I've gotten a lot better at becoming a finisher. So I'm kind of at my limit for projects right now. I'm not going to take anything more on. And I'm surprised it's not as hot in here as I thought it would be, but all right. Anyway, that was, I think, all my notes that I had for tonight. Yeah, a bunch of little stories I wanted to share with you. It's kind of fun. I always enjoy, it's just fun getting together, guys. I always enjoy these Sunday night live streams, and I can just picture in a year, after we do these for a while, we're going to have, you know, I'll always remember everybody who's just here when we first start, but we're going to have a big community, you know, maybe 100 people in a live stream eventually. Especially when I get Joseph on here and we start doing some collaboration live streams. That's going to be fun. And I haven't seen Chicken Hawk tonight, but I'd love to get him in on it as well, and maybe some other ones. But at least once a month, get a bunch of different people so we can have, like, you know, the old Brady Bunch thing with a bunch of different faces in there, and we can chat and just have an in-person live conversation. Because Joseph and I have kind of running message conversations all the time, but I'd love to get on here and pick his brain. You guys can pick his brain as well, and you know, you can pick my slim pickings of a brain as well. Just figure things out. It'll be fun. I think next week, I don't always want to say for sure, but I think next week I'm going to chat about some new tools that I've seen come out. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but there is a battery-powered zero-turn mower from Ryobi, which is, anyway, gets me so excited. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but all kinds of cool new tools coming up. I'm looking at picking up, I see the smiley face, Joseph. I just priced I was looking at, I don't know if you guys have, I think Joseph used it, I might be wrong, but the Milwaukee pack-out system. I need something for organizing my tools when I'm doing jobs, especially in the wintertime. So my plan was to use my Home Depot gift cards to get that, but right now I think I need some more 9 amp hour flex volt batteries. So that might be my next thing. And if you're wondering how my 60 volt, that's one thing I didn't tell you about, but anyway, how my 60 volt string trimmer worked, I loved it. We just did that acreage. I didn't mention my 60 volt one. I used that probably about 2 hours of trimming, and I went through a 9 amp hour battery, 2 6 amp hour batteries, and then a little bit back into the 9 amp hour battery. So if I had 3 9 amp hour batteries, I could have ran for 2 hours without any problems. But the runtime's incredible. I did a ton of heavy duty weed whipping with that thing, and it never felt like it skipped a beat. You know, I would love to have a bigger battery in there, but 9 amp hours is pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna spend the money on the 12s yet or anything like that, but anyway. All right, guys. I don't know if anybody else, oh, what do we got? Ken, go red. Also, what zero turn are you using? Review. Yes. So, I think we might have talked about this, Ken. I can't remember if it was me and you or not, and I'm sorry about that. I am definitely going to do a video, even probably this month, on why you should or shouldn't buy a zero turn mower. Right behind the camera is my Toro 42-inch zero turn. I love it. A zero turn can be absolutely intimidating when you first start out, but after 10 minutes, you're like, why didn't I have one of these before? My girls are 11. Last summer, I let them ride it up and down the back alley here. They were doing burnouts and having fun with it. But yeah, so I use a Toro 42-inch. I'll do a whole video on the pros and cons of a zero turn if you haven't used it. But yeah, I love it. You know, do I wish I'd bought a battery one? Probably not yet. I don't think the technology's quite there. But there's a channel I follow called Forever Self-Employed. If you watch him, he just picked one up. I'd seen it before that, and I thought, I got to run it through its paces. I really want to check this thing out. But it's outside of my, what do you want to call it, budget for tools this year, that's for sure. That won't happen. Even though I can write them off, I'm not going to buy a battery-powered zero turn yet. So anyway, I've been using the Toro. I'll give you a whole rundown. I'll do a review on the Toro itself, but then I'll also kind of throw in, like, if you've never used a zero turn, it's worth it. Cool. Yeah, I used a John Deere for a customer, a 60-inch. I might have told you guys this another week or two ago. But basically, I was scared to death to use it, intimidated by it, didn't want to use their very expensive mower. And she's like, don't worry about it, just go out and do it. And after 10 minutes, I wish I'd had one for years. Because 3 years ago, I ended up having just a cheap little ride-on mower that took forever to mow. And now I've got into, what I love about the zero turn is stuff I used to use my weed whipper for. I'll get in with the ride-on, the zero turn, and I'll go over it a couple of passes, and it saves me time, but it also saves me a lot of, you know, sweat and work and that sort of thing. But yes, if you are thinking about a zero turn, buy one. well, not really, but for almost anybody, they're awesome. I mean, unless you have the smallest postage stamp suburban lot that you'd never, like I'd never use it here at my house, but for all the work I do for other people, about a third of all my mowing I do with my zero turn, especially bank properties that, you know, you need to mow them, but they don't have to be absolutely perfect, but they do a really good job. And yeah, I'll give you a whole rundown on it. I'll tell you what I've run into, problems, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else had anything else you wanted to throw at me this week, but like I said, it has given an awfully hot week here. I love the heat. I'm crazy about it, but I'm built for the cold. You guys know that. I mean, I'm not going to complain because we got 100-degree weather, but I'm working. I'm busy. I'm happy with that. We're starting an hour early mowing tomorrow. We only got 6 lawns to do. Me and my son and my daughter are going to try to knock them out, and we're going to go from there. Same with Tuesday. We got some more mowing to do. Then Wednesday, I had a guy stop me, and he said, how much to get rid of this pile of brush? A wrench. Throw a wrench at? Did you just throw a wrench at me? Is that what that was, or am I missing something? So this old guy hit me up the other day, and he's like, how much to get rid of this brush pile? And I said, well, truck and trailer load's $125. I said, I don't know if it's going to be 2 loads or 3 loads. He says, 300 cash, and you can do it. Okay, sure. So anyway, so we're going to go and knock that out. Yep, I thought so. It's good to see you, Chicken Hawk, too. I don't know if you heard me talking about you earlier, but it was all good, almost, right? He wasn't here when we were bad-mouthing him, was he? No. But, oh, yeah, I know what. Well, you know what? While I'm on here and I'm still yapping, any of you guys, I seen Joseph did one. I don't know if Chicken Hawk has, and anybody who is a consumer of content, what do you guys think of the YouTube shorts? I know they don't, how do you want to put it? Like, they're not getting monetized right now, although I know there's a creators fund, sort of like TikTok, which is kind of cool. But what I like about them is they seem to put your content in front of other people who don't necessarily follow you. And Joseph, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I was watching your short video and it puts a subscribe button right there. So it's like, oh, I like this content, hit the subscribe button. It's not even a take me to the channel. It's literally subscribe to your channel right there. So that's kind of cool. Might be able to get some new faces in here, which would be really neat. But it seems to be that these short 1-minute vertical videos are becoming a very common, very popular thing. They're fun, and yes, gets eyes on you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So my daughter, love her to death, and I hope you're watching, Charlie. I'm not sure if you are, but she's been doing, believe it or not, I haven't plugged it yet because it's nothing, we haven't gotten crazy with it, but she's been doing 1-minute review videos, or sorry, she's been taking my review videos, turning them into 1-minute preview videos like you used to see me do on Instagram. She's been posting them to TikTok just to see how things go. Pretty dang hard to do 59 seconds after shooting long form. Yeah, coming from a person who's been talking straight for 43 minutes, I cannot tell a story in friggin' 60 seconds. It's miserable. The other day when I did that reaction video for City Boy Homesteader, and I wanted to show what I was using for organizing my hardware, I was like 4 minutes. I'm like, I can't even, how can I talk this long? Anyway, so I'm going to try to conform and push myself into some 60-second clips to get things out there. I do the Instagram Reels sometimes. I did one the other day about trying new things and got like 2,500 views on it. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's a different format. It seems to be the way that the new kids are trying to consume things. Hey, Ted, 8 hours at IKEA. Oh my God. 8 minutes at IKEA is too much for me. The IKEA we go to, I drop my wife off, and guess what? Over here's a Home Depot, and over here's a Lowe's, and in the middle's a Starbucks. So if I go to Home Depot and run out of time there, then I go to Lowe's, and then I get a Frappuccino sometimes at Starbucks, which I shouldn't talk about because that's kind of cheating on my keto, but still doing good, so that's okay. But yeah, if you like IKEA, great. I literally would rather have a tooth pulled than have to go into IKEA again. First time I ever stepped foot into an IKEA, and I seen the sign, and it literally looked like it was a map to go through, and it literally looked like a pirate's treasure map. It was awful. Did you at least get some meatballs, Ted? Yes, their food is good, hey? I think it's the Swiss meatballs. Those are good. I'll take that because Yeah, but you know what? I can get meatballs anywhere. It's great, but I literally hate IKEA, Ted. So I'm sorry. It's okay if you enjoy it, but 8 hours at IKEA would probably be enough for me to. I don't even know. I could not handle it. Not even a little bit, but that's okay. So yeah, so back to these YouTube shorts. I think they're kind of cool. I actually find myself gravitating toward those 1 minute videos. Place is a total time suck though, for sure, and designed to be one. Yeah, so like you walk through and you're like, oh, this must be the exit here. No, 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 this is like kid's bedroom here, and then over here is like linens, and over here you're like, oh yeah, this is it. I was so lost the first time. Every year it comes up at Christmas, Facebook memory, and I just, yeah. So they have some cool stuff. You can't see it. My absolute favorite step stool comes from IKEA. It's just this little plastic blue thing that I take with me painting. It's like $8 or $10, and they're awesome. They can't destroy them. Even at my heaviest, I couldn't kill the thing. So they're awesome. And you know, I make pretty good money putting IKEA furniture together for people because people don't like to do that. So if you're into that, Ted, let me know because, yeah. I think I might have showed you a little while ago, but I got this impact driver kit for putting together IKEA furniture. It's like a Roach Motel. You check in, but you can't check out. Yeah, or Hotel California too. You know, they get you in there and designed to like never leave. I don't know. I don't know how it's even legal. They must have some sort of system for. I don't know. Like, what happens if there's a fire? Because I'm sure everybody will perish. Like, there's just no way people get out of there safely, and an absolute circus most times. And you try to back in, you know, I do IKEA. Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. And they're good. I had some friends who did their entire house in them and saved like $10,000 by going with IKEA. You know, they almost divorced because they had to put them together, together. But they saved like 10 grand. They were able to buy a really expensive fridge with the money they saved. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, we only have 2 IKEAs in this province, I think. We might probably only have 3 or 4 in the entire Western Canada. And they're an experience. That's all I can say. You know, I don't mind some stuff. And I think they're kind of hit and miss. Like some of their stuff's total crap, and then some of their stuff is really awesome. And my wife orders a lot of stuff from them, so I end up putting a lot of it together. And I really don't mind putting it together. And I'll do that all day long. And I'll load the stuff up out front for my wife. I love doing that too. But I just have no interest in ever stepping foot in an IKEA again. So there's that, you know. But yeah, it's fun. I went once, and she goes in now. She walks through, and I let her do her thing. I let her spend her money, and then I go to Home Depot and Lowe's, and there's that. So, all right, guys, 48 minutes. That was a new record for me. I probably talked longer than I should have, but I enjoy. Oh, my phone. Sorry, guys. Didn't realize my phone battery was getting so low. It comes up. I don't know if it freezes on your end when it does that, but it freezes on my end. So anyway, I think that's it for tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys coming by. You guys are all regulars, so I don't need to plug the channel or anything like that. You know where I'm at. But if anybody's out there in the future watching this on a replay, which would be great if you want to, you can go by and check me out. It's all in the links below. But I hope everybody has a good week this week. We got a hot one coming up. I hope you all stay real busy. This is my week where I film a ton of content. I try to get everything knocked out in the first week, or in this case, the last week of the month, and then have it all up and ready for the entire month, so then I can just kind of concentrate on getting my work done, concentrating on promoting my videos, and, you know, spending time with you guys on Sunday night, which I love. This is so much fun. I enjoy it, and I'm glad you guys are coming along for the ride. So thanks for coming in, guys. That's it for me tonight. As always, you know what it is. Stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.